Greetings, friends. In this tutorial, I'm going to share with you an online digital drawing platform called Draw.chat. You don't need expensive software, just an internet connection. Let's get creative. Here I am in my web browser, Google Chrome, and you can search for Draw.chat. You can also go up to your address bar here and type in Draw.chat. I already have it favored, so it pops up right away for me. And it should look something like this. In the middle here is a button, Start New Whiteboard. You are going to then get to your own web address. And you could share this with somebody. You can copy and paste it into a message, send it to a friend. They can join you on here. You can play Pictionary. You can chat together over here. For drawing purposes, I'm going to close that out. By default, it gives you the pen tool. And if you click on that here, you can pick your color by sliding this up and down. You can pick your shade and tone. You can also, right here at this bar, if you move this changes your opacity and transparency. I'm going to bring that all the way up. This changes your line size, so however big, thin, or thick you want your line to be. Just like that. Pick your colors. Ooh. And size. Highlighter tool next to that by default, it gives you a light yellow, just like a real highlighter. And it has a more blunt edge, but you can still do organic line work with it. It's pretty cool. You can also layer. So if I were to draw something on top of this line, you would be able to see it. But you can change the opacity with the pen as well. The pen tool, this just gives you basically a preset of a lighter line and a square tool. And I'm going to click out of that. And next is my mandala tool, which is super fun to play with. I'm going to change my line size a little bit bigger. There's a couple buttons here to play with as well. Your mirror buttons, mirror vertical, mirror horizontal is set by default, mirror horizontal and vertical. And then this fun button at the bottom here, rainbow, which I'm going to show you. In the center is this little mark here that marks the center for you, which is cool if you're doing anything where you need that. But when you export the image, you will not see it. I'm just clicking and dragging, swirling around my page. I have not let go of my click until now. So you'd see that mirror is a little bit going to be a little different if I were to change this up. I'm going to change my color so you could see that. And I'll change my thickness too. I'm going to make it a little thinner. This layering effect is really fun. So that is the mandala. Have some fun with that. I'm going to start a new page down here at the bottom. You'll see a little plus sign. If you click on that, you can add another page. You can have as many pages as possible. I've had hundreds of pages all on one website or one web address. And I'm going to jump over here to my rectangle tool. The rectangle tool has two windows that come up with it. It's a much bigger window. So you have your line style and your line size, also your fill color. So whatever your rectangle is going to be filled with. The transparency by default is all the way down, which I'm going to keep it that way. And I'm going to pick a dark black, a nice black. And I'm going to make my line, that looks good. Click out of there to close my menu. And I'm gonna hold the shift key down as I do this. So as I'm holding my shift key, click, drag, release, and I have a perfect square. It's not centered, but it is square. Sometimes symmetry is really satisfying. And I'm gonna jump over here to my line tool next to my rectangle tool, between that and mandala. And I'm gonna make sure to pick the dark black color, and I'm gonna match up the size of my line width here. Close that. I'm gonna start in the bottom left-hand corner. I'm gonna click, drag, and you can see that my line is perfectly gonna be straight. Until I release it, it will go wherever I want it to go, however long I want it to go. And I'm gonna go right up to this edge and stop and hit that first line. And I'm gonna go right back to where I left off, click, drag all the way to the other side, and I'm gonna repeat this over and over, all the way till I get back to the beginning, and I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna keep growing and doing this pattern over and over, repeating this step, noticing that the square is getting smaller, less square too, possibly. There's not a lot of right pictures in that. Ooh, I don't like that one. That one was a little too far away, so here's what I can do. I can go up here, undo, undo. The undo tool is great. Click, drag. This illusion, as I'm creating, reminds me of M.C. Escher. M.C. Escher did a lot of things with perception and illusion. If you don't know his work, I highly recommend you look up his art. It's beautiful and mind-bending. All right, I'm almost done. Almost at the end here. Gets a little crazy towards the end. I'm just gonna cross it. There you go. Into infinite space. So that is an illusion trick. What other buttons up here? There's also, you have the text tool that you can click on and pick your font type and color and size. You change the font size, and if you just click anywhere, you can type. Let's do some erasing. I'm going to show you the eraser tool. There are two different erasers here. You have your regular marker style size shape eraser that you could change the size of on the side here. And you also have the rectangle cutout tool right here, which is nice if you want to take out some squares and make some little windows. This button right here is for inserting pictures. So if you were to want to insert a picture in as one of your layers, boom, there you go. Got a Bernie. Put Bernie everywhere. And we got the zoom in, zoom out buttons, your hand button. You can drag around your page, so if you wanted something to be all centered and you're exporting, however you want your orientation, this one will rotate. You rotate Bernie like a record. Reset zoom and center. Okay, you got a reset zoom and center button as well. That's cool. And the other button that's very important for when you're finished with this and you want to export your image, you're going to go over here to this button that looks like a picture next to the cloud. That is if you wanted to save it to the cloud. That's a little bit different. So if you want to export this as an image file, you can go here and you could type name your file. So so that you can locate it, and it is going to save it as a .png file, which is like a JPEG if you're familiar with JPEGs, but it's a little bit of a finer quality. So that will go to your downloads folder, and you can locate that and upload it into a presentation. That is Draw.chat, my friends. Thanks for watching. I hope you learned something from this video and get a chance to make your own digital artwork. David Bob!